Here we are in the World Wide Web, connected to each other every time we want, and especially when we don't want. So, in the next few weeks and days, the exam time and summer break will start, and with that, a very important point of time. And the question that we ask ourselves now is, well, how do we manage our team during that time? And we will clarify this question during this episode of the Team Standard Support Hub. So, our goals for this episode of the Team Standard Support Hub are how that we are clear on why we actually need virtual team management, that we have concrete action steps for how we make virtual team management happen, and we know exactly how to follow up on that for our teams for the next weeks. So, with our goals absolutely crystal clear, we can go on and kickstart in. First of all, well, Pascal, why should we actually focus on that time so much? First of all, we should be clear that EPs are matched and realized, most probably, yes. But their journey is still not complete, they are now abroad, and this is where value delivery happens. And especially for our members, it is quite dangerous to be inactive for such a long time. As in the current state, we have 2 months where we are in danger that nothing happens. And we need to utilize this time as good as possible. So in the future, so in fall, after the summer peak, we do not slow down in operations and just make the future a good one. But yes, that's nice. Thank you for that. But what can we actually do now? First of all, and this is quite important, we need to create a time availability sheet. Why is that so much important? Time is the most valuable resource we have during exam time and summer break. Normally, people just don't want to spend so much time for everything besides their exam periods or their vacations. So time is the key to success. So I would recommend to you to create a sheet with all the weeks where exams are happening. Or also, if you want to, you can also make it for the summer break. That's up to you. But especially for exam time, people tend to not have so much time. So just put in every single hour someone can spend during this week. Maybe that doesn't look so much, but if you sum up all the different hours people can spend, this is quite much. So you need to make every single hour people can invest count and make it as efficient as possible. So create the sheet for your whole team, put every single hour in, and recheck it every single week if this is still possible for these people. Second one that's followed up on the previous one, you need to clarify the task and processes that you have. So first of all, simplify the work as much as possible so that you can just use every single hour people have as valuable as possible by just execution, by focus on execution. Then time it. As I already said, put all the work you have into a certain time frame and make sure that people can focus on execution. Third one, that goes especially to new members, educate them as good as possible. So when people are not clear how they actually do this kind of work, just educate them roughly roughly. Yes, for this work, and then everything else should be done by learning by doing. So, clarify and track commitments. Oh yeah. So, regular evaluation is key. So, check out every single week what has been done and what can we do to make it better. I don't want to go too much into detail here. Check out the evaluation contents we already have in the Team Standard Support Hub done by Yosha and me. And also track milestones. So make sure after every single week, are we still on track with our KPIs and MOS? And especially make everything transparent so that everyone in your team knows what everyone does currently, so that they feel that the whole team is going for the same goal. So you need to define all methods, all communication methods you want to use during the summer break and the exam time. Means, do you want to use rather Slack or WhatsApp or Skype or Hangouts? So make sure that for every single stakeholder you have, you define the methods you need. Also for your companies and EPs, how they are able to contact you during this time frame. And be super disciplined about that. If you are inconsistent there, communication can go quite wild, or quite ineffective here, and you do not want that when you have, well, not so much time, right? Okay, after many abstract points, we now go into a very, very concrete case, and that is virtual meetings. This is quite an important point, as normally on local level we are not that much experienced in virtual meetings, as we have physical meetings normally. So I want to give you now 4 points that you can check up, so that you know that the virtual meeting that you have is a good one. First of all, and that stands for every single meeting you have, is preparation is key. I know this sounds rather obvious, as this is normally also a point for physical meetings, but you need to prepare differently for a virtual meeting. So you need to create an agenda beforehand and send it to all people, so that they know what you will talk about. Second one is that you need to focus on engaging your people. And it's quite boring usually to just sit 1 hour in front of a laptop if just one person talks all the time. So try to focus on getting people engaged during the meeting. Try to make it also fun, by do a short check-in about how they currently are. So make the whole meeting enjoyable as good as possible. Third one is, even though you want to make it fun and enjoyable, you need to focus on the topic you want to clarify. So be super focused, as we already saw. Time is a super valuable resource that you need to value quite high. So please focus on the thing you want to clarify during the meeting. Fourth point, a virtual meeting does not only mean that you have a virtual meeting with the whole team, but also with the one-on-one. So follow up on certain points you need to target with certain individuals, also on a one-on-one talk. So this was quite much and quite many points, so let's sum it up. First of all, create a time availability sheet with your whole team, where everyone puts in for the next few weeks how much time they can invest for ISAC. Second one, clarify and simplify tasks and processes, so that all the time people can be spent on execution to make all the things happen that you want to make happen. Third one, after all these things came into reality, you need to track the responsibilities all your members have, and so it's completely cool. Fourth, communication. How do you want to communicate during that time frame with each other? What kind of tools you want to use, etc. And last but not least, brace yourself for virtual team meetings. So make sure that you prepare yourself, and so that everyone wants to go to a virtual team meeting and not quit it. So this was quite a lot, and I know that, there are still some open questions left. So just ask questions that you have, especially functional one, to your dear NSTs. So make sure that you ask questions about this topic, as if not, we sleep over 2 months of our term. So if you have further questions about this topic, especially, just leave me a message or give me feedback, etc., etc., via these mails and Slack. And with that, I close up this session of the Team Standard Support Hub and see you around.